All right, so let's go through the breakdown. Let's start from here, just so you guys understand my rationale, and then we will go through the numbers. If you need more context on all these numbers, I have a breakdown video. Feel free to go through it. It's more detailed, just so you understand my mind a little better. But anyway, in more practical terms, so let's discuss Sam Hughes and Shona Bannon here. So I have Sam Hughes with a potential finish, especially by knockout. So I'm giving her about 27% chances for a finish, and she's obviously the favorite by decision, right? Honestly, I don't think there's much chance for Shona Bannon in this fight unless she brings something entirely different, which I don't think she will. Sam Hughes is the tougher fighter. She's the more seasoned fighter, and she has a more effective style. So that's why I came up with her with about 65% chances, which roughly gives me these numbers in terms of odds, but I feel quite confident on her, so I like her. And as I was discussing in the main video and in here, by knockout there are some chances, and I like her by knockout at plus 1,000. I have a small prop there too. Excel Sola and Rez McKee. This is a tricky one to pick and to bet. I haven't seen many videos on an Excel Sola. There are not too many available. I still think that I'm putting some numbers in here. This is a little bit wide in terms of how much this fight can vary. I don't think there's much chance for a finish for Axel Sola. Riz McKee doesn't have much defense, which concerns me a little, but Axel Sola is not those guys that keep pushing the pace hard or does too much volume. I think Riz McKee is the more seasoned fighter. He should be able to win this fight. I'm not too confident just because he took this in short notice, so I'm not sure which version of him will show up, even though I'd see him as a pretty consistent guy. So there's not too much value here. Anyway, I think half a unit still worth it because he has some chances for the finish too. Mason Jones and Borralho Oki, I'm skipping this one, yeah. Just Ante Deliha and Marcin Tybura. Again, another one that it's quite tricky to bet. Ante Deliha is the guy that's coming new in the UFC, right? And Marcin Tybura is a veteran. I just think this guy, Ante Deliha, will be able to push the pace a little better. I see him with slightly more chances for the finish. Obviously, submission almost no chance. So knockout, I think has a little bit more chance, but Tybura, he's the better technical grappler. So if Tybura takes the top position, he can definitely win. It's quite tricky, but still, I think there is some value in Ante Deliha. He has the better cardio. He's the bigger guy. Then we have Lucen Kita and Patricio Freire. Another one that is a upcoming fighter versus a veteran. Patricio Freire is a veteran of Bellator and the UFC. Now the third fight. So then let's see how it goes. I have this very close to a 50-50. Lucen Kita is the one that has the hype behind. The guy is tall for a featherweight. He's long, he's fast, he's dynamic on the feet. Patricio Freire is more methodical, more experienced, but he's the better, well-rounded fighter. This is a debut for Lucen Kita, which is always tricky, right? So I think if Lucen Kita pushes the pace, he has more chances for the knockout, even though I think this is a little bit tricky. So this is very close to 50-50 fight, right? So I think if it goes the distance, actually I'm favoring Patricio Freire a little better, right? So I think Patricio Freire is worth it on the money line. He has some chances for the finish, right? Especially by submission. At least in my eyes, I haven't. Again, it's difficult to tell because there's not much Lucien Kita from his back and on his grappling, but I still think that if Patricio Freire finds a shot, he can get him on a guillotine or something like this. Anyway, so this is the bet on Patricio Freire. Then I have the biggest bet on Rinat Fakhretdinov. I don't have him as a strong favorite, even though I feel that there is upside on him. The reason is Andreas Gustafsson. He's a strong guy. He's a physical guy, but he pretty much has a clinch game, whereas Rinat Fakhretdinov is the better striker of the two. He's not that technical in striking. He's not the best wrestler, but he's better than Andreas Gustafsson. I think Rinat gonna be able to match the cardio here, or at least close to match the cardio and take the top position. So I have him as a favorite, 1.25 units. And then we have Imavov and Caio Borralho. My bet is on Borralho. I think he has more chance for the finish. But now the line on Borralho is quite expensive, so I would be careful with that. At minus, I don't know, minus one. This is minus 125. At minus 150 or minus 160 is already too much expensive on Borralho, in my opinion. But anyway, he should be able to win this fight, even though this is tricky because Imavov is the guy that is pushing the pace and Imavov is more of a counter striker. So I have a short video on this. I have a short video on what else I have? I have a short video in Renat Fakhretdinov, and I have a short video on Umar Sy and Brandson Ribeiro. So let's talk about this one now because I have a prop on it. So I mean, if you have seen Umar Sy's last fight, he basically was a little bit weary of the power of, I just forgot the name of the guy. When I'm talking about these things, I tend to forget. Anyway, so Umar Sy was a little bit tentative because the other guy was powerful too, Manyfield, right? So Umar Sy and Manyfield. So Manyfield was known for his power. I felt that Umar Sy was a little bit weary to open up. Can happen the same against Brandson Ribeiro, which is more powerful in my opinion and longer than Manyfield. So this could come down to those fights that you cannot actually tell the winner. So if you talk about finishing possibilities, definitely Umar Sy is your guy. Even though Brandson Ribeiro, it's not impossible that he finishes Sy because Ribeiro has power, he has decent grappling. But anyway, if it goes the distance, I feel that it could be basically either way if it goes the distance. So I have a prop on fight goes the distance. To me, it goes the distance about a little bit less than 50%. The line is plus 180, so it interests me. And then Brandson Ribeiro by decision because they're paying like plus 1400, and to me it's about 20 to 22% for him. All right. So again, these are the bets, these are the props. All right. So, and these are the fighter database, my numbers. So this is just to go another view on, or basically why I derived such numbers, right? So just to finalize this one, Lucien Kita and Patricio Pitbull, I have Pitbull as a little bit better rated. He's more composed, even though he's not that effective. He's not that tough, but he's the seasoned and he's more composed in there. So his experience could be the difference. Sam Hughes and Shauna Bannon, it's not the best order here, but Sam Hughes basically has 1 extra point on Shauna Bannon, so that's why she's a strong favorite. She's tough, she's more effective, right? And I think she can even pull up a finish. Borralho and Imavov. So Borralho is more seasoned a little. I've seen him better and he has the better cardio. That's basically why he gets this extra half point in here. So let's see how this goes. But definitely Imavov can win this fight, and especially by decision. Delija and Tibura, so they're basically very much similar in terms of the rating. I think that, as I put it here, I mean, Tibura is even, I'm putting him as more effective, but let's see how until Delija shows up. But in Delija, the thing on him, he has the better cardio of the two, right? So here I have him have 2 points more of cardio, so I expect this to be the difference. Brandson Ribeiro and Umar Sy, so they're both young, actually, Ribeiro now 28. So yeah, so they're basically the same amount of points. Umar Sy has more points just because he's huge and he's much tougher, right? So Brandson Ribeiro has 8 points of toughness. Umar Sy has 2 points more in the toughness part. So yeah, this should be why it's going to be difficult to finish this guy, but they are equally effective, right? I think Sy is more composed, but Brandson Ribeiro is effective. Same effective, so let's see if this comes down to a slow fight. This could be a 50-50. Riz McKee and an Axel Sola. Again, this one was tough because this guy doesn't have much footage on him, at least I could find. I don't see him as much effective, even though he's quite composed in there. He's patient, he does what he has to do. Riz McKee, I like this guy, he's huge. He's pretty good everywhere. I just would like him to see him a little bit more composed in there, right? But actually I would give him 8.1 here in terms of effective, even though he's tough, but he tends to get hit too much. He doesn't have much defense. That's what I don't like about him. So he's poor on the defense, even though he's a tough guy. He pushes forward and he's aggressive. So that's how I came up with these numbers. Hopefully this explains to you. And again, if anything, go through my other videos, you will understand this better. All right. So I hope this helps. See you guys.